Right, guys. I want to start off by saying I am pretty annoyed. If you've watched, the majority of these videos so far, you've probably seen on at least one of them that I have not had access to my watch list. Just the way the website has decided to work, it's just showing me a blank screen constantly, um, constantly. So we're talking about tools of the trade. There's one thing, it's something I was wanting to do already, but every time I go to it, it's just blank. I tried adding people, taking people off, messing about with it, turning my phone off, everything, it's just not working. But for those of you that have, as I say, just been about and watching, well, look at the increase on that, um, watching the videos recently, you'll know a few things I've recommended and said and whatever, but without that watch list, guys, if you're not using the website in the watch list, I don't know what this app is like on Apple, but I know on Android it's okay. It really needs the watch list added to there's so many players you're keeping tabs on at all times. You can't manually see every player that you're thinking about and I wonder what they're doing, and you forget about people, guys. There's so many things to think about, so many options you've got. That watch list is really crucial. To exactly what you're going to be doing, your strategy, how you move forward. When you see an opportunity somewhere, you've been tracking somebody, you see their price moving. One of those people that I had shares in not too long ago, in the next video, I might just show you it just for evidence, but it's our boy here, Goretzka. I had him probably, when he was comfortably about 220, and then he was starting to taper down to 219 and stuff like that, and I think Bayern didn't have a good run of fixtures, or I can't remember something, but I ended up selling him. Obviously, he's kind of moved about a lot, but the main thing that hurts is just seeing that downward curve from 220 down to 170 or something like that. And then tonight he goes out, and if you don't know the Bayern result, they won 3-1, and our boy Goretzka, boom, wins everything, scored 2 goals. It's a single match day, but if you're picking him up at 170 like 2 weeks ago or something, whatever it was, then you're rubbing your hands tonight. You'll also remember we had a wee comparison on one of the videos between Joshua Kimmich and David Alaba, and look at that, easy, absolute easy, boom. We were talking about him when he was 211. I was like, this guy's worth just as much as Kimmich. There's nothing. They're not totally different players. They offer everything the exact same. Kimmich, he's now £8.88. He's just constantly gone up. And I can see why. He's quite a safe bet for a defender. Defenders get 3 pence a goal as well, so that added, he's not going to score as many, but when he does, and he's also good for assists and passing and doing well and potentially winning first defender on the day, depending on how they play. And, he's good, don't get me wrong, but we did talk about Alba, so there's another one for you to add to the list of little things that you can predict. I'm not predicting anything that you couldn't, really, but it's just how you think about it, and just as I always keep saying, just you see what's going to happen a wee bit ahead of everyone else. That's the main thing. Okay, so the watch list, guys, if you're not using it, you need to use it, and there's not even a discussion on it. Media is at Higuain, so yeah, Higuain's run away with it. Yeah, you'll probably have noticed as well when we're on this screen here, the portfolio value and everything is totally went upside down. Just before Christmas, I withdrew £500 just so I had it as backup in case I needed it. Christmas, and you always need cash. It takes 2 days to get your money out of this, so that can be if it's if you've got an emergency, you don't have quick access to this. You need to, number one, sell it. And if you're not going to instant sell, which I don't recommend you do as often as you can avoid it, then you need to wait for somebody to buy it, number one, and then number two, you need to then withdraw the money and wait 2 days. It says 2 to 5. I think once I maybe withdrew, I think when I withdrew 500, it was 3 days. Okay, so this is what the portfolio looks like now. I thought I'm putting money back in. I'm binning Forest. It was, he was down at 82 pence or something. I was £5 down on him, and I was like, I'm just done with this. I've got more money back in. I'll go back to the strategy that kind of got me success for the last little while, and that's kind of what we've done. Obviously you've seen the top 4. The new addition here with all the fresh money that's went back in is Christian Eriksen. So already we've had a cheeky wee rise on him. I was looking at the fixtures. Spurs have got some great fixtures coming up, and I've not been looking to change the portfolio into a single player, because my value before that deposit was, as you guys would have seen, 5, 570, 590, whatever. So for me to buy 100 Eriksen at that point, it's pretty much going to be a one-player portfolio, really. Which, £500 you can do, don't get me wrong, but it needs to be something that you're certain of, you know. But, you know, I can see why people are buying him. He's very good now, especially with Kane being injured. He's going to be the main man. He's been linked recently with Real Madrid, and he's come out and said, like, that's, you know, who he wants to play for after Tottenham, but he's really happy at Tottenham. Doesn't want to leave necessarily, but if he does leave, that's where he's going. And Real Madrid are in a transition, you know, just after all that success with Champions League and Zidane, losing Ronaldo, then they are prime for picking up Galacticos, going out and spending big money. It's something Real Madrid have done my entire life. I'm sure yours as well, if not far off. And you know, they've not done it in a little while, so it's about time they went out and maybe bought 2 or 3 players in one summer and just woke everyone up. Like, whoa, Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world, you know. Anyway, I digress. So this is what we're kind of looking at. I managed to top up Handanovic as well. We managed to top him up to from 94, no, was it 74? Yeah, 74 or something like that. We managed to bring his overall share price down from, I think we had him at 75 pence. Managed to bring it down to 73. And also we spoke about how much merit there actually is in that on the last video. So you can read into that if you want. If you think that's good, then great. If you don't care either way like I do, then yeah, it's one of those things. I've had great rises on Werner and Havertz. You know, Havertz, I think I got in on a good time. I just missed the perfect time, but like just just basically the beginning of this little, no, what am I even talking about? Yeah, 420, just right before he got up there, you know, just that, even that £4 mark, I had a glance at him, and that £4 to £4.20 when I picked him up was quite quick, you know, like maybe a day or something. So yeah, we've done pretty well with that, and we're looking ahead. Basically, all these guys in the fixtures I've got, we're looking ahead basically the next 4 weeks, or so. So if we have a look, Spurs are playing Sunday, I think, aren't they? Yeah. So obviously no Kane, no Son, no Mora. He's injured as well. Sissoko, he's definitely not playing. Wanyama's not back from injury yet. Dyer's questionable. They're on fair bones. This is the time Eriksen stands up and goes, you can't come out in the papers this week like he's, you know, and all the stuff I've just mentioned about Real Madrid and all that. You can't have that circling around you in any fashion, and then not turn it on when, you know, the chips are down and you're the main man. So I expect him to do something. Fulham, yeah, great chance from goals and assists, and look at that in the Premier League, 3 home games in a row. You know, Watford, Newcastle, Leicester, all winnable games, all games Eriksen can easily influence and have an impact on in some description. And even if we hold a little bit further, Burnley away, you know, he definitely do something there. But even both these cup games, if he scores like the winning goal or some really, you know, he could easily win media on these days, even though there's no goal bonuses. You know, it's not impossible if there's not much else on that day, like a signing or whatever. And I say if he even went and done something stupid, like scored a hat trick or whatever, you know, then that potential is there. You know, it's not a given, but that, you know, potential is potential. I've got a loose like £17 there. I really don't know what to do with it. I don't want to go over 100 on any of those bottom 3, and equally I'm quite happy with having 30 and 30 of each of them. If I've spent £17 on Werner or Havertz, I'm not. It doesn't excite me. So I'm still in 2 minds what to do with this. If I go find a wee dafty for, you know, one of my favourite players in the World Cup is really cheap in this, and he's had a few wee turns, 35 pence. He's alright, isn't he? If you watched the World Cup, you'll remember this guy. He was brilliant at right back. He plays in Spain, I want to say, there it's there, for Vallecano. He's on loan from like he was playing for a Mexican team that got relegated, and he went to the World Cup and was like brilliant. So they got relegated and loaned him to Vallecano. So he's been alright, you know, I think he's had a few assists or something, you know. But he was hovering about that. You can see that. You just get brought into the game, IPO for the World Cup. World Cup happens. He was nuts, man. The guy was bombing on. He was getting assists and yellow cards and all that. It was just wild. And there was a good wee bit of movement on him through the World Cup. And then as soon as he went to Spain, Bobby's had a quick floor up. And then people, you know, the main season kicked off and people were moving money about or whatever. Dips back down. And he's kind of been safely about that 35 pence mark for basically the last month, 2 months. Yeah. Aye, that'd been cool. So who knows? How much could we buy? 48. Who are Vallecano playing? Vallecano, I hope Sofia did it. Not really been keeping track of these 2 teams. Vallecano, that's alright, isn't it? Espanyol, not bad. Head to head's good for action in there. Vallecano at home. decent. There on my way, not so decent. In the league, pushing Europe, kinda. Oh, fighting at the bottom. Fixtures. Alaves, Leganes, Espanyol. Alaves, boom. Leganes, 13th. And who else did we say? Espanyol. Doesn't look terribly safe, does it? They're all, I suppose they're fine relegation, nothing will look safe, I suppose. I think he'll guy's nuts, man. Sent off. Has he scored? Yes, scored. He scored against oh, that's what, that was one of the spikes. He scored against Germany in a friendly or something, yeah. Oh no, was that the World Cup? He did score, didn't he? He did score in the World Cup. No, that was a friendly. I'm tripping, man. Anyway. Cool. So, have a good weekend, guys. Catch you later.